the view from an investor's lens when it comes to gaming companies? What do you look for? Is it something which is unique? Is it something which is viral? What is it that brings in the money as we speak today?
So if you see the overall system, investors have been investing in the space over last 7, 8 years. Now we have two, three categories. There are players of scale in RMG today, and they're companies with healthy unit economics, right from few hundred crores to 1,000 crores plus. That's the space that is the maturity of our gaming. So that is the space where you have profitable companies, right from 200 crores to 2,000 crores, or not so profitable but still of that scale. So that is one end of the spectrum. Then there is obviously other end of the spectrum, which is the whole startup ecosystem. And what are investors looking at? In the RMG space, investors are looking at confidence because the ticket sizes are going up. People are looking at confidence in the space in terms of regulatory environment. That's the single most question. And our interactions are with you know at least a dozen multi-billion dollar players and multi-billion dollar funds, and many more funds actually, almost 40 who are very keen to invest in the space. But I think we have had a lot of surprises in the last 6 months, which has kind of created a lot of nervousness for any fund manager to take a call. Having said that, big part of India, which is almost the size of United States, is actually free to play. There is not. I mean, people obviously say something has happened in one state. We've got 30 states in this country. There are 25 of them which are, or 20, slightly around that, is somewhere where it is, it's still pretty green in terms of the, playing ecosystem. But what if scenarios are not getting answered properly today? So I think that's important to address. And I think we'll address some of these things have, especially in RMG, have reached various high courts. Some of them have reached Supreme Court. So eventually the Supreme Courts are going to decide. That's what we gather. I think the regulators are somewhat happy to let it be status quo as long as it can. But I think it will eventually, the courts are going to decide. So I think that's one piece which really the investors are looking at. At the early stage, I think people are looking at that next viral idea, which is going to be the next viral high content idea, high technology idea, which basically has the potential to scale up. This is more, and the idea, and this is very similar to I was talking to about the Turkish market, of the ability to create high quality casual games, is going to be where, if in RMG you're looking at, they're clearly established market leaders. It's about what quantum of funding you can raise to be really surviving and maximizing from the market. So it's like the second phase of e-commerce, which has happened, is happening in RMG now. But as far as the hyper casual, and that's where the biggest entrepreneurship is going to happen, because there you can see the combination of best creativity. We have seen assets there which has got world class traffic but don't have world class monetization. Monetization is abysmal. I mean, statistically, we have 15% of the global gaming traffic. We have 0.5% of monetization globally. We have a long way to go. And the way that can happen is when our casual games also start humming. And I think so the quality of content and the ability of growth virality in that space is going to be driving investment, which means the kind of things Rohit was mentioning, which means you, at what CACs are you acquiring customers? What is the lifetime values? How is the alpha there? And that is going to drive basically investors' confidence. The regulatory environment there is very positive in the sense there is no regulatory hiccup in that space. It is about how quickly we penetrate the market. Remember, the other point is this space is highly competitive because you're competing with world players here. You're not only competing with Indian players. The whole world is there competing with you. Those assets are also available to Indian consumers. A PUBG is being played by Indian consumers as well. Or any other Candy Crush is being played by Indian consumers as well. So you have to compete and create world leading. So it will take some time. But I think we have all the ingredients there. And those people and those sharpshooters who can create that mix of creativity and to create the right traction and virality, and it's not time bound. It could happen tomorrow, right? There are a lot of people thinking in those lines. So those are some of the thoughts I have on two sides of the thing, and there are some stuck in the middle where they can't grow because more funding is not coming because of the legal issues, and so they are in like status quo
Right.
situation there right now. But those are the two clear categories are there. There is RMG, some who feel that a relatively safe domain has raised a lot of money. There are RMG players diversifying into casual to de-risk themselves. And that is the other space which is happening. So you de-risk
Right.
yourself, you try and put all your technology prowess, you go cross-border. So the people who have abilities to go beyond India and de-risk themselves. So the RMG players, the big de-risk going on right now. So if you're looking at de-risking yourself, then investors might still buy in to say that, okay, if something happens in India and 10 states, I'm still safe because this guy will be operating in Nepal and Maldives and Malaysia and Thailand and various other countries or overseas. And you have seen some of the players who are doing it successfully have raised capital in the last 6 months on back of that. So that is my few things from the investor point. Yeah.
Right. Right. Thanks, Pankaj.